And I'm gonna definitely stand on that.
Misconversation Peace and Misconversation Peace wanted to speak. You in the queue? Go ahead, Misconversation.
Hey, I don't know if she up here right now or not, but Lit Poppy was trying to say something before we started all this matching, man.
Lit, come back on stage.
He in the garage yet.
Yeah,
Put him down there.
What's up, Lit?
I don't know. I didn't even know you was gone.
All right, so we going with join the loop, right? Let's crack it, guys. You're in the Matrix, bro.
Nah, go ahead, Lit. You good.
Real quick, if y'all put your PTRs on at the bottom, we'll probably find y'all a little bit better.
Go ahead, Lit.
Okay, he left out the room again.
No, he was getting bad service. It's the app probably kicked him out.
Yeah, it might be glitching.
This is DOQ. Could I ask a question?
Y'all did that to turn off hand raising. Enough with the ad libs, please. Thank you. Okay, what were you saying now? DOQ, go ahead and ask your question.
I wanted to ask, I was listening yesterday and I was basically hearing multiple times how people kept saying that if you're green and your manager is green, your money could be lost. And so what? And I've been making beats for like 15 years now. So I've been around for a while. And I must say that I felt that way for a long time. And as a producer, I never really knew how I could take my money and actually get further. So I just wanted to ask, like, for the people that's in the room, is there any possible way that a producer could pay for a package to get his name out there, or does he just have to connect to rappers?
I'm a producer and an artist as well. And the thing is, man, your network determine your network. So like, the more, like, just the thing, a lot of people don't be wanting to do because they depend so much on social media. You still got to get out here. You got to bump, bump shoulders with motherfuckers. You gotta rub elbows with motherfuckers. You still got to get out here and get your face seen. You know what I'm saying? Pull up at studios, even if the session ain't yours or somebody, if it's somebody you know, pull up at studios. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still got to do the leg work. Like, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of producers, they get so fixated on putting up posting beats on social media or going to the beat sites and posting their beats on the beat sites. But at the end of the day, man, a lot of artists like to know who they dealing with. A lot of artists like that networking. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get out and network, and then you got to put yourself in places where some of these people be, man. Like, even if it costs you a couple dollars to get in the spot, you gotta go. Because that's pretty much the only way people gonna know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Right. They gotta be able to place a face with the music. And that's even being an artist. Like, if you sitting around thinking Instagram is what's gonna get you cracking, you got another thing coming, man. Like Instagram and all these other TikToks and all that shit cool. But man, the person that get the most respect and the most network is the motherfuckers that's out physically being seen and making their presence known.
Facts. Appreciate you, bro.
Can I piggyback off what he's saying? This is Ashley. I'm not in the music industry, but I host events for small business owners. And that's just not, that don't go, you have to put in work being a business owner. I started from the bottom and I was doing pop-up shops weekly. And then I started doing them monthly, booking 100 vendors. But I could book 100 business owners and get them to believe in my brand because of the things I'm offering and the experience I give them. But I've been doing this for a year. I didn't have no influencers help. None of that. People need to know you need to grind for this shit. Nobody is gonna hand you nothing. And that's just with business. But you have to be smart when you invest in. When I go and I book influencers, I already know because I've been watching people for years. But I don't just book anybody just for the fuck of it, just because they have 1,700 followers or 1,000,000 or whatever. I actually do my research on them. I already know what they've been doing for years. I don't make dumb investments. I be trying to teach people. When I put them in a room, they think when they come to these events, it's all about money. I be saying you need to make connections. You need to network. They don't get it. They just think they want to make $10,000 in a day. Nothing was done in a day. With my events, they want to compare me to Bronner Brothers. My shit just popped. I started booking convention centers and all type and other in Piedmont Park, and I'm doing business with a lot of other things. But I had to grind for this shit. I gotta grind for the traffic to come. Nothing happens overnight. That's business. And if you want it bad enough, you're gonna work for that shit. And you're gonna invest. Period. That's all I gotta say. Period.
I just wanted to touch bases on, I believe Big Gov has said it earlier, like, you know, it's about who you know. I just also want to just veggie back off of that and say it's all about who knows you too.
Who's speaking?
You feel me? This is RJ speaking. Just wanted to just touch on that too. Like, you know, when you're building your network and you touching on that network, you feel me? It's all about who knows you as well. Because you can know all the people in the world. You feel me? You can know all the people you feel like you need to know. But if they don't know you or know what you got going on or what you about, that don't mean shit. You feel me? So they got to know you too. That's all I really want to say.
Yeah, and that's part of building up the relationships and part of doing your research as far as, especially if you're trying to get a publicist or whatever you're trying to do, sell beats to artists and stuff like that. By getting to know them and having a personal connection with them, that's different than it, you know what I mean, just throwing some money, because they might not, you know, respect that. Or they might just look at you like just a bag, you know what I'm saying?
That's
I mean, the truth, this Siobhan says, sorry, that caught me in the middle of eating. The truth of the matter is this: your network is your network is your network, and I agree with that. But the reality of it is, you can have 1,000 people in your network, and it only be that one person that actually gets you where you need to go. So it's not about knowing people; it's about knowing the right people. It's about being in the right spaces. It's about, because I've seen people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars being in spaces that they know wasn't the right people in those spaces, right? And so, again, it's not what you know, but it's who you know, but it's the right people that you know. And that's all I want to say. Siobhan says I'm done speaking.
One thing a nigga better know, how you come in is how you finish. How you start is how you finish. So if you come in looking like a walking lick, that's how you go get played. So when I say, you know, networking, of course, you know, you want to network with as many people as possible, but at the same time, you know, you got to be smart enough to know who to filter out and who to keep around as far as like the people that you rock with or deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody ain't on the same type of time. You know what I'm saying? I done seen niggas pay to get 1,500, 1,700, 2,000 to get in a building with motherfuckers just to take pictures to post on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird game, but at the end of the day, like if you move how you need to move and you got your formula of how shit works for you, you can't lose. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, bro, I'm not trying to be the biggest artist in the world. I have no desire to do that. I just love music. I love what I do. I love the thought of being in the studio, being creative. I love being on the stage. You know what I'm saying? I hate fame though. If I could put my music out and don't have to show my face, I would. But the fact of the matter is I can't do that. So what I gotta do is I gotta build my network. I gotta deal with motherfuckers that's like-minded. I gotta deal with the type of people that want to see me win just like I want to see them win. You know what I'm saying? And if you get you a nice team that can get behind you, and shit, they be about you. They ain't trying to outshine you. You got you something. And even as a producer, bro, you can build you a team of people that believe in you so much that they'll go around and say, hey, this nigga better than Drake, or this nigga better than Kanye. And they really believe it, and they put it out there. You know what I'm saying? That shit make people interested. Like, let me hear what the fuck this motherfucker talking about. He says, man, beats is better than Drake. Let me hear this shit. So now you getting ears. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, controversy, a lot of people try to go the controversy route. Controversy don't work for everybody. It'll never be another Whack 100. It'll never be another DJ Academics. It'll never be another Tekashi. I hate to say it, but it'll never be, because these motherfuckers, they made their lane what they made their lane. That's their shit. So they know how to work their lane. Can't nobody carbon copy that. So always remember, how you start is how you finish. That's just really what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Hey, Keita.
What up, D-Max?
Oh, shit, I'm here, y'all. I didn't have a headache for about an hour now. It's gone, motherfuckers.
Hey, Keita.
Yeah.
When you want to look for somebody, hit those three dots at the top right and hit search.
Yeah, I kind of figured that like at the last minute. Somebody asked over here talking.
Yeah. You good.
What's good, y'all? I have a short take. This is Polly Rob. What's good, y'all? I was literally getting some rest, and I woke up and y'all niggas is on fire. So good job to everybody who's in this room doing their thing. Shout out to Keita, of course. Just great. But I have two takes, really, really quick. First things first. I hear a couple of people, express their concerns of why someone like Joyner and his team would spend so much money without results. And just being on both ends of the spectrum, I understand when people are excited to get somewhere, they want to have all their ducks in a row, but at the same time, you're trusting this person to be able to put things in perspective for you. So I'm pretty sure it was a lot of phone calls of Ms. Karen saying that things are in place, things are in order, things take time, yada, yada, yada. And then as well, you also have to keep in mind, like when you're in music naturally, like I'm pretty sure, sorry about that. I'm pretty sure everybody in this room will have to really sit down and calculate how much they've spent without them knowing. Like naturally, you spend money when you love something that you're into. You know what I mean? So I do understand that you do gotta, just from experience, you do gotta make sure that you monitor what you're doing. But at the same time, when you trust somebody, which is a hard thing to do in this business, but I'm pretty sure that someone like Joyner is trusting that person to help them create the foundation at which they need to stand on. Number two, I see a lot of people in this room, so let me just go out and just say it. With this whole thing coming about, and I'm pretty sure it's going to go for about weeks, there are a lot of people in this room down below that actually do the same profession that Karen does. I'm pretty sure they're the first people who the light went off, in their head, like, damn it, whether they was on the side of her or not, they're the ones that are in the profession as well. And we want to definitely, on top of us having this conversation, scroll down and find those people who do, PR, who do levels of marketing. Even the people that's listening to this right now, if you're down there and you do these services, raise your hand, because we need to continue to highlight the ones who do good work, even if they're not the biggest PR in the world. The ones that can create the foundation for you, that can help you get one sheets, that can help you, get on necessary blogs and stuff like that, even if they're small ones. We need to acknowledge those as much as possible, because I think from this conversation of what we're having, I think fixing those things and dealing with the people who really have your best interests at heart, that's the next step. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homegirl, Simone Taylor. She's very good at it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Builders International and everybody else down there that really knows their profession, that knows what to do professionally to be able to help our careers and narrative. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say. Like, I'm literally getting my day started on Sunday dinner, so y'all already know how I do it.
That's what's up. I want to chime into what you said to this Magneto Dale. Any publishers down there, anybody that do PR, I'm definitely interested. And me and Ken, we do straight business, But you know, at the same time, you got to keep in mind there's probably some snakes down there too, because we got recently. I don't even want to keep saying it and getting the details about it, but we got also by a big name person. He snaked us, so we real cautious of how we, you know, who we deal business with, and you know how they conduct their business. So we're gonna definitely do our due diligence on the situation and assess everything before we move forward. But we still interested in PR, and so if you're serious, then yeah, you know, tap in with us. But you know, we not a lick, so we ain't gonna get got twice. We ain't going for it. So
Facts.
you know, just tap in.
May I ask a question?
This Mac, I'm sorry, this Magneto there. So you can hit me up. Any PR.
Okay, cool. Before you say, may I ask a question, you got to give me a name because the stage is huge. We don't know who's on the stage, so give us a name, please.
This is Silver. I'm at the bottom. May I ask a question? And Keita, congratulations on your platform and exposure. I kind of need a little bit of back history, and not too much, just someone who's educated. It sounds like Karen has been baiting artists and taking their money. I know that she lost a lawsuit against Jessie Wu, who paid her some of money, and the goals, I guess, were like the business goals that they planned on weren't executed at all, and so she was able to get her funds back legally. But moving forward with Karen's situation, is she saying she's going to wrong these list of right the list of wrongs? Is someone keeping a tab on the amount of people that she's wronged? Like, what's the process for her to make things right, if they can be made right again?
The Lord and Savior is keeping tabs.
That's a good question, though.
I think it's kind of a legal matter at this point.
Okay, so anyone who has a gripe with her can veggie back, as RJ said, can veggie back off of this lawsuit and say, hey, she also committed, you know, I guess it would be considered fraud. What is it considered? Not fulfilling a contractual obligation.
Hi, this is Keita's mom. Let me tell you what she needs to do. She needs to come in here or go on and apologize publicly to my brother and Unique Music and Keita and the rest of them. She needs to apologize. She didn't really open this room about that other stuff. I don't know what that stuff is all about the guys. But as far as Nipsey, Big U, Unique Records, that's what Crenshaw District is spitting about. Like, you need to go and apologize and say the real, because she's been lying, building clout in herself on Nipsey's name when she never really was there.
That's a fact. And I'm gonna touch on what the last lady said. You're right, a few people could jump in on it, but you got to look at it like this. Let's say if a bunch of people are breaking into houses in your neighborhood, and one person, he didn't even do it, but he break into one house. When he get caught, they're gonna blame him for all the houses that was broken into. So she might not have did everything that everybody's saying, but the fact that you built that reputation to be, you know, playing dirty business, then you got to deal with what comes with it. And of course, there's going to be false allegations and people coming forward that didn't get scammed, that said they got scammed. But if you didn't scam people and put yourself in that position, you wouldn't have that problem.
It's called medicine.
Yeah, at this point, Karen is getting, people coming at Karen, this is Shannon speaking, people coming at Karen for all different reasons. Like for the Crenshaw, she needs to make a public apology. When it comes to Joyner, he wants his 60 grand back. That's what he straight up said. Even he said that yesterday. I want my $60,000 back that you scammed me for 7 years ago. When it comes to the lawsuit, she lost part of the lawsuit, but this is the lawsuit that she filed against that girl Jessica. So, you know, Jessica is the defendant. Karen is the plaintiff. The judge kind of just threw out the libel part because Karen is a public figure, but the other part, they still going at it. But then with Jessica, she said, I want my $35,000 back that I spent on my attorney fees, whereas Karen saying she wants $50,000 for her attorney fees. So it's a lot of money involved. And when it comes to the guy with the blog, I forget him, he's saying he's out because his account got hacked $300,000. He hadn't said publicly what he's gonna do, but he was happy that she admitted some stuff yesterday. I guess we can all deduce that he's gonna be looking for almost $250,000. So she got a lot of different things going on against her, and a lot of different, most of it seems to be financial. If she starts cutting checks, and I'm sure and making apologies, I'm sure a lot of people would be happy. But if she ain't cutting checks and publicly saying sorry like she should, like a lot of people feel she should, then, I don't, there's not much for anybody else to say.
Yeah. I appreciate the answers from all you kings and queens, and I'm listening. Thank you.
So I have a question for those of the Crenshaw district looking for an apology. She was present in the room yesterday, correct? Did y'all request an apology from her? Or if y'all did,
if you were here yesterday, you would know she gave a fake apology.
Oh, she gave a fake apology.
And to make it very clear, it wasn't an apology to this room, not to the room Crenshaw district, but to the community, to the people of Crenshaw and Slauson, to the people of the Crenshaw district on how she treated us during that fucking memorial. And shunned us out. You gotta ask yourself, why the fuck didn't I get in the guy? Well, I gave Whoopie Whoop tickets. Well, how the fuck everybody didn't get to get in? I got a ticket from the homie Newport brother because he had an extra one. He just so happened and he was online to get extra tickets.
And I got a ticket standing in the line at the funeral from a man that just happened to have 2 extra tickets. I'm standing there crying, talking about my nephew, and he let me in with one of his tickets.
Wow. You gotta ask yourself, how the hell can my mama get in? And this whole, the whole everything that's being represented about the Rolling 60 started on my grandma's front porch.
And the thing is, too, it's like keep their public disrespect, but expect to apologize in private. That shit don't make no sense to me. You got to be just as loud with your apology that you was with the disrespect. That's just my.
I don't know if I'm in the Matrix or not. I got this red bar on my phone.
No, we can hear you, bro.
Okay, bet. So I want to thank y'all for joining the Crenshaw District, man. This has been part 2. Karen Silver, Bennifer, I tried to tell y'all. Hey, man, it's been so much game on this stage. I've just been listening. I've been listening to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all contributing. I appreciate the value that you all add to this conversation. Again, man, tip the talent, tip the people that you feel like resonate with you, that's helping you in your career in the audience. Cash apps, so keep bio, my bio, everybody's bio. Hit that pay button. All right?
My cash app not in my bio. You just pull up on me with cash, though.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm down.
But look, man, just that respectful conversation has been uplifting. We've been building. Y'all continue to build, man. If you got questions, if you're in the audience and you got questions, man, my back channel open. My DMs on Twitter, my Instagram and Twitter open. I'm about to start checking all them right now.
I got a question, good doctor.
Go ahead, Danny Rich.
Who streamed Body today?
Like I told y'all before, man, Guy Rich right here, man. Me and Danny got something special coming towards y'all, man. Crenshaw Radio.
Crenshaw Radio.
Experience that you all will really be able to enjoy on this platform, man. Something that's gonna bring you value, bring you good music, good vibes, and great conversation.
Fact. So that's a fact. I actually just got Kinfolk them single yesterday. He sent it to me. That motherfucking fire. So we one of the first ones we dropping that bitch for real.
Damn right. You got new music as a new artist, man. You got your music. You want it to be spun. Hit Danny up in the back channel. Hit me up in the back channel. Work that out, man.
Type shit. Factuals. Yeah, we're gonna be doing giveaways, all type of cool shit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Shout out to the district. This the family. Make sure y'all follow that greenhouse at the top and hit that bell so you get notified when we having these type of in-depth, dope-ass conversations. This is what we do. Crenshaw Radio.
Hey, go ahead, bro. I got Antaeus. Is that how you say your name? Antaeus. He got a question for the stage. Are you up here, bro? Is he up here? No, I think you're in the audience. Go ahead, send me your question. I'll ask it to the stage.
I have one thing to speak real quick.
Go ahead, Yoshi.
I'm talking to my brother on the text right now. He said he's doing an interview today about Karen Civil, Prosper, Keita. He's doing one because he's on her head right now, and he's going to contact Sam about the situation because she is constantly lying, and he said he's already on her head. So he's going to be doing an interview today. I'm trying to get him on the Crenshaw district right now, but he said it's too many people in here.
He said it's what?
He says too many people in here. He don't want to be in here when it's too many people.
Tell Prosper to hit me on Instagram. Tell him my Instagram is still the same.
Okay.
Hey, Peter, so somebody has a question for you out of the audience, and for the people that knew Nipsey personally, he said, what would Nipsey say about all of this if he was here today?
That's a great question. Kid.
So I'm gonna be real with you, and this be the funny part that the fans do and the people do that don't really know him. He would have literally already came out by now and told y'all what the real is. He would have already told y'all that this bitch is cap.
Damn, son.
The Matrix, Keita.
We lost you, Keita.
This shit is crazy.
Very arrogant person. And he would have spoke.
We're losing you, Keita.
Right.
She probably jumped to the
You're in the
A
Matrix.
person that would have spoke up. And when I mean spoke up, he would have spoke up very loudly. If you look at my last post, you see some of his very, very close friends and producers and all money in my comments saying dead homies. That bitch was not with us. They're agreeing with everything that I posted and everything that Hollywood Unlocked just posted that I wrote. But then you got people saying, oh, well, Lauren London is his wife. Why she not? Because it's not her position to.
And she's not his legal wife either.
So it's just like, Nipsey would have spoke up and told y'all, like, yeah, this is why the fuck I fired this bitch. I know the nigga well enough to know how he get out. He's going to speak out about whatever the fuck, how he feel, and don't give a fuck what happens after that. And any person trying to defend her, you probably would have got cussed out or victory slap. I'm just being serious.
And we all remember that victory slap.
She said victory slap. I had to get my phone on my pocket for that one. Keita.
Thank you for that answer, Keita. Thank you so much. Thank you for the question, man.
Victory slap. the Staples Center special.
Hey, know about the victory slap, nigga?
Because you got to ask yourself.
Hold on. Go ahead.
You ask yourself. Before he died, he fired her 2 years before he died. So, of course, he's not here to control his memorial, what's going on. So you got to know it was his family call to put her back in position to do that, to create all these lies and this whole bullshit. A grieving group of people and a grieving family is not finna do this whole media shit. If you notice, they still ain't done it because that's just not them. They never been one of those people. You get what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, why the fuck did she get fired? Why did you stand on the stage yesterday and said, I stopped working with Nipsey 2 years before he died. His family is the one that called me. So y'all got to really sit in your head and say, well, bitch, if you so great at what you do, what the fuck you get fired for? And why you ain't never released this to the people to let the people know that you ain't fucking worked with Nipsey? But you stood your ass up at that podium like you've been around this whole goddamn time. Knowing damn well you haven't.
Hey, Keita, when I was watching that funeral, I did not know who the hell she was talking. That was one thing I was really scratching my head like, who is she? Like, who the fuck is she? I ain't never heard talk about this girl. But I'm glad we know now. Hey, Keita, somebody asked a question though. They said, is there any word on another Nipsey album? Does they have any music that they will be putting out for?
Next question.
Next question.
Perfect answer. That was great. That was great. She did that like
great answer.
One nigga said at one time to the other, God bless you.
God bless you.
Let me give y'all some game on me. Before I was a manager, I was an assistant to Big U. Before I was an assistant, I was actually a PR. Don't come up in here asking me no fucking dumb shit.
On. But I'm gonna ask the question, even if I knew it's dumb, just so she can tell you it's dumb. I'm gonna set you up. The questions is crazy. I'm not even about to give all the questions I got. Some I'm not even gonna let that fly across the stage. There's some stuff.
Send me them back channels, bro. I swear to God, I'll reply to every last one for you.
If I could ask a question, this is DOQ, and this is directly to Keita. So Keita, you saw yesterday, you got damn near 10,000 people at once listening to what was happening. Would you be willing to make this type of room for another PR or another A&R at someone's request?
I do it all the time. I allow people to use my club for whatever it is that they need to use it for, as long as me and the leaders agree to it.
Well, shout out to Keita. Shout out to you and the whole Crenshaw district for this, because this is the first time I saw Clubhouse used in such a positive way. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
Sure. Oh yeah, hello. Keita said, man, if you're part of the club, please join the club, man. If you got a room that you want to do, you got something you want to address, and you want to use the platform, hey, just hit us up in the back channel.
Hey, conductor.
What's up, Durant?
I do have a suggestion for everybody in the room. So this is something I was thinking about yesterday for Keita. If you all can go to those articles, like the Shade Room and all of those people that are posting it, and if they don't have Keita's name in it, go in the comments and flood it with her.
We've been doing that.
Yeah, I was looking at that yesterday. I was like, all right, I know what fixed this. I know what fixed it. All right,
No, we've been flooding them. Trust me, Durant.
We voted on their ass yesterday. That's why they fixed it.
All right, bet. I'm going on.
And yeah, last thing from DOQ. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I stay in Los Angeles now.
Fucking right.
So I had to show some love. Before Nip had passed away, he had a lot of love for me and my family out here and shit like that. Same with Big U as well. So I got nothing but love for the whole Crenshaw district, and that should go way deeper than any type of social media shit. So I got a bunch of love, and I will be reaching out to Keita and shout out to everybody else in the room.
Appreciate you.
Much love, dude. Brooklyn all day.
Hey, and I'm mobbing with the Crenshaw district every day.
Brooklyn to LA.
Still Brooklyn.
That's all I'm
Brooklyn
gonna
to
say. And I'm gonna say this though, because a lot of y'all are new here. But I the purpose of this room was not necessarily to represent Crenshaw and Slauson, not the Rolling 60s, not Nipsey Hussle. That's not what it was for. It was to literally give y'all know it. Y'all know who Nipsey is. You understand the mind frame of people from the Crenshaw district. I know I'm in a damn movie.
Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. I see that shit on Instagram. God damn.
Y'all know I grew up in the ghetto, but I ain't finna fucking live here. I'm next to the mountains. Ain't no goddamn service. I know that's.
Ain't no tower.
No, but this is what I was saying. When I made this club, it wasn't about Nipsey. It wasn't about the 60s. It wasn't about Crenshaw and Slauson. It was literally to give y'all the mind frame to show y'all that everybody from this community is just like him. Our mindset is just like him. We are taught to stand up for ourselves. We are taught generational wealth. We are taught to fight for what the fuck you stand for, because ain't nobody gonna stand with you. Can't nobody take up for you if you don't take up for your motherfucking self. Y'all seen it? I've done it with Karen, because you're not just gonna come in here and talk to people in the kind of way. You're not gonna keep robbing and scamming people and nobody stands up for yourself. Even with the whole Tokyo shit, you're not gonna disrespect me. I accept nothing less than fucking respect, and I'm gonna stand on that. You're gonna give it to me, and I'm gonna take it. And I've said this before, and I hope all y'all get that same fucking mind frame of stop worrying about who people know. Stop worrying about if they could tear you down in the media. As long as you stood up for yourself, that's all the fuck that matters. That's what matters. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your family. Stand up for your friends, and stand up for what the fuck is right. Fuck all that blacklist shit. And, oh, I'm not gonna be able to get in the club. It ain't shit Karen can stop me from fucking doing. I don't go to the club. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink liquor. I don't give a fuck about fame. So what could she stop me from doing? My artist, music, and talent gonna speak for itself. She can't stop me from doing shit.
Who the fuck said smoking Newports? I'm gonna go your ass.
You know, Malcolm X said one thing, and he said, if you don't fall for something, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So you guys got to stand for something, or they're gonna continue to take from you. So you got to stand for something, or like you say, you're gonna fall for anything.
Absolutely.
Should Joyner have he be filing a lawsuit against her?
Who's speaking?
Silver. It's just Silver. My bad. I'm down here again. Should Joyner be filing a lawsuit against her? Is he gonna just take it to the streets? Like, sometimes people use different channels to get things done, which don't leave a paper trail, right? Like, you can't see that it happened on this. You don't have the receipts,
If that was your money, what would you do?
I mean, but we not joining, so we can't really answer that.
Yeah, that's the question for Joyner.
That's the question for Joyner. We don't know what his thought process is going to be on that. I do know that he's brought it to the court of public opinion, and we know that right now. And that's about all we can speak to.
Moving forward as a community.
One thing I can say, I'm a paralegal. I can't give advice, nothing like that. But what I can say, what I know, there's a statute of limitations on stuff, and it seems that it continued, and so the statute of limitations is not up on that hacking because it continued till last year. So, and then she confessed to that, she confessed to the hacking. So what he has to do is
that's the Jason Lee piece. That's the Jason Lee piece. That's the Jason Lee piece. That's not Joyner. I just want to make sure we're clear. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about what was spoken of yesterday, as far as going to court. I don't know whose name it is or nothing. Now I don't need the name. I'm talking about a situation, a general situation. If you're in a situation like that, there's a statute of limitations. But as far as the hacking, and I'm talking about the hacking situation, she just admitted that went on until last year. So therefore, the statute is not up on that. The $60,000, I don't know if that's the same guy that got hacked, but he has to, again, look at a statute of limitations on that. So that's what he's dealing with, is a statute of limitation.
Thank you much, gentleman who replied, you have to, it's a case-by-case basis, meaning you have to go by what someone feels they want to do. Not, it's not fair to ask the entire room because you have to ask that individual based on what they think. Is that what I heard everybody say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and Joyner, he himself, this is Shan speaking. He's not really tripping on the whole. He just wants to expose her. It's not so much about the money. In fact, he's moving on to bigger stuff. He's feuding with Steve Stout over at United Artists right now. So he's not really on the Karen thing. So he just brought that up because he just was like, yo, I'm in a position that I can actually speak on it. I just want to bring it to everybody's attention. But the whole legal thing and all that kind of stuff, I don't think he's really tripping on.
I mean, it's cool. Like when you get to a certain level, certain shit just don't, it don't matter no more. He's not the same hungry person that's trying to get into the game as he was back when the shit happened.
Exactly.
Like he's officially in the game now. Like he's here. He's somebody that motherfuckers know now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, he in the same position that he was in back then. And I mean, but sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you. Like he just said, man, sometimes you just, not even sometimes, all the time, you gotta stand up for yourself, and you gotta let shit be known. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't new. This some shit he been talking about. So he's not. This ain't no Me Too movement when it come to him. Like this some shit that I've been watching, joining movements for a long time, and this some shit he been speaking on. So it's nothing new. Motherfuckers just wasn't paying him no attention because he wasn't at the level that he is today. So they wasn't paying him no attention. But now that is hitting the surface and it's getting out, you know what I'm saying? All he's saying is shit. I've been saying this shit. This ain't nothing new. I've been saying this. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Cameron. Cameron did say this shit years ago. A few other people said this shit years ago. And some people can be so, they reputation can be so flawless and it go for a long ass time, and when they finally get brought to the light, it's like, oh shit, now everybody want to be surprised, or everybody want to act so hurt that it's hurt. Like motherfuckers be doing this shit all the time. It ain't just hurt. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got to the meat of the industry. It's some of these weak ass niggas that's in the industry doing this shit too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Didn't Baby do this?
Who? Didn't who?
Birdman.
I don't speak on other niggas shit, bro. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what I can't. That ain't my thing. Like what I'm saying is this shit is public. This shit is out here, and everybody know what it is. So I speak on it, but I don't speak on shit that I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's just know this. Just know this. It's a gang of hoe ass niggas in this industry that's shady as fuck. That's doing twice as much as Karen Civil. Her shit just caught up with her. And her being who she is, you know what I'm saying, her reputation, this is a major blemish to her shit. It's a major blow to her shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's, man, trust me, it's all this exposure shit finna start hitting a lot of motherfuckers that's hiding right now, that's doing whole shit and hiding. It's finna be a lot more people.
This is Polly, y'all. I just do want to speak quickly to the classiness of Joyner and how he approached it. I don't know if he was even thinking about it for these years, but he did give her a chance to fix it with other clients, possibly with himself. He did give time, chance for him to heal himself and for him to make it right with his management team or whomever the investors was that invested the money. He gave a good amount of time for anyone who has done something wrong on behalf of him to fix it for the future for other people. And for him speaking out now, like even when you listen to him, like he's very calm, very, detached from the original emotion of what he had. And, he gave shit time. And I definitely want to speak to just that classiness on his behalf, because I think between it happening and where he's at now, I think all of that energy, just on a godly level, that's when those truths come out. They come out when you find a way to get past it, but you also, like Keita said, you stand up and you acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why these things are happening. So kudos to Joyner for sure.
That's a fact. I want to chime in on what Big Gov was talking about. He right. It was just a lot of people doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't think for 1 second it's just a black PR. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy that got me, he was a white male that did this. You know what I'm saying? He was a big name and tapped into a lot of things. And, like he said, man, it's time for a lot of people to get exposed. You know what I'm saying? My team, we sat, my camp was trying to figure out how to go about the situation, because we from the streets. You know what I'm saying? We was thinking like, yo, how should we really go about the situation with this dude? Because you can't just take money from us, man. We work hard for that. We grinded hard for that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, it's time to get exposed. He got a lot of power. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm sure he got friends probably in the audience right now, on the stage right now. But at the end of the day, we can't let this shit slide. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna do it to the next person. Real talk.
Yeah, we can't. The thing is, we can't allow motherfuckers to still be protected. Like, the thing is, if you do some whole shit, you should be held at regard for the whole shit that you do. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a gang of motherfuckers in the industry, like I said, that's doing whole shit, but people scared to say their names. Like, put names out there, because you never know who in this room is dealing with this person that you're talking about,
right?
Or might be considering. You know what I'm saying? But if it's some legal shit going on between you and that person, then you can't say it. But truth be told, like, man, fuck these niggas and fuck these bras. If they doing some whole ass shit that's not cool, and it don't go with your morals, man, you speak on that shit and you put that shit out there, man. Because I would hate to go do some business with a motherfucker that fucked you over, and you knew the whole time that they fucked you over, and I'm finna deal with the motherfuckers. You don't tell me.
But that contract, but a lot of people in the contract where they can't say nothing. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said if it's legal, that's why I said if it's legal and you can't say nothing, then that's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's
around you, though, the people around you can speak for you because they're not in contract with you. So they gotta step up and speak for you and put that person out there the way they be, so people don't mess with them no more. See, that'd be the problem. Your team be scared to talk too. Nah, brother, he's in the contract, not you. Speak up for your client. Speak up for your friend. But at the end of the day, they can't talk because they're restricted, but you can go crazy.
That's the same shit that happened with me yesterday, bro. When I first seen this shit, when Keita put this shit up, I the first thing I said was, what the fuck? Like, because I'm like, damn, she had it again. And see, the thing was, like I said, bro, I jumped the gun on some shit because I got a lot of misinformation from motherfuckers that I was cool with You know what I'm saying? That I thought we was on the same page. So one of the homies had pulled me to the side through the back channel, like, "No, nigga, hold on, for you embarrass yourself. Like, slow down, cuz that's not what happened. Let me give you the facts." But my thing is, I'm like, damn, well, why it take so long for me to find this shit out? Like, nigga, we all was together. Like, why nigga ain't tell me this shit a long time ago so I wouldn't have no animosity towards this shit? You know what I'm saying? But I was ready to go there yesterday. But once that nigga hit me and was like, "Nah, nigga, this is what really happened." But then now that the more and more shit I'm hearing, I still feel like shit. She might have had something to do with the shit because the nigga that we was dealing with said that he was working hand in hand with her. So if that's the case, shit, I'm looking at Joyner's situation. I'm looking at whoever else situation. Damn, that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yo, people, if you dealing with motherfuckers, they got to be able to say,
they got to
look, this is what's, they got to be transparent and let you know, like, nigga, this was really good. You know what I'm saying? But now, and like I said, it just got me at a point where I don't trust a motherfucking soul with my cheese now, because, nigga, I don't know if you bullshitting, I don't know if they bullshitting, y'all all bullshitting together.
I need black and white when I do anything. Black and white control everything. So you can't go
all I'm
against
gonna
that.
say is everybody can't be telling a lie. Because it's one thing to lie. It's another thing that everybody can't tell a lie. There's something in it and there's something to it. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, when it all comes out in a wash, it's a very unfortunate situation. I understand the music game. My brother's been in it for a long time and I've seen him taken advantage of. I saw my brother as a young drummer who started with one of the first Black rock groups, Fishbone. I was telling this story yesterday, and I saw how he was taken advantage of, literally. Back then, he was one of those eager young guys who he just loved playing the music, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't really understand how these contracts worked, and he got stiffed on a lot of levels. So there were a lot of things that he didn't get to really kind of he didn't get to really get the accolades and the money that came with being a musician, a professional musician at that. So I get it, but I also say to everybody at the end of the day, right? Watch the people you're around, but watch your own. Continue to watch everybody, no matter who it is. I don't care if that's your dog and y'all been growing up forever, whatever the case may be. Watch your money, because at the end of the day, a fool is definitely departed when his money is gone out of his hand. That's what I'm gonna say to that.
That's a fact. And I think a lot of artists, I'm an artist as well, I think a lot of artists get caught up so much on the creative side that they forget to be more diligent on the business side as well. You can't just be just an artist. You have to be a businessman too at the end of the day, because it's the music business, music industry. It's not just music, you know what I'm saying? So if you're an artist and you just tapped in just on the creative side and you're not focused and learning and educating yourself on the business side, and you're going to get fucked in this game because there's sharks in the water. That's just the reality.
And you will definitely be a guppy.
Right. I watch my father, man. I watch my father go through this shit, right? Like, my father was a member of this group called the Five Special back in the day, like late 70s, early 80s. And they had a hit record called While Leave Us Alone. Motherfucker was on the charts for like 17 weeks straight, right? And they were being managed by Ron Banks from the Dramatics. I don't know if y'all know who the Dramatics are.
Who don't?
I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of young motherfuckers who don't know nothing about that shit.
We know it.
I'm schooling them, right? So the Dramatics, Ron Banks from the Dramatics, managed my father's group. My father was so excited just to sing because all he know is music. All he loved to do is music. He loved to sing.
Creative.
You know what I'm saying? And the nigga never paid no attention to the business aspect. My mama, that used to be him and my mother's like biggest argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, do you know how much money you supposed to be getting right now? Nigga, do you realize you supposed to get paid every time you do a show? And they was literally giving these niggas like $25 a show back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were supposed to be making way more money than that. So at the end of the day, like, seeing what my pops went through and then looking at Apple Music and Spotify and seeing these niggas' albums is up but don't none of the money go to the niggas that's in the group. It's all going to the Ron Banks estate. That shit pisses me off to this day. You know what I'm saying? And it made me more cynical when it comes down to the industry because everybody is out for self. Ain't nobody really looking and say, okay, let me help Cuz get to the next level because I like his get out. I hear his music. I love what the fuck he do. Like, everybody is for self. Everybody wants something. And that's what a nigga got to keep in mind. If you come in here thinking that because a motherfucker give you a smooth ass dialogue about himself and give you a cool ass energy, and then, you know, you think you finna just get off like that. Nah, it ain't, man. It's always gonna be something in the tuck. Trust what I tell you. And if a motherfucker don't believe that, jump your dumb ass in this motherfucking game and believe everything a motherfucker tell you. 5 years from now, you're gonna be the most miserable person on this bitch ready to jump off a bridge. I guarantee you.
Let me definitely speak to. I just want to speak quickly because I know there's a lot of people want to talk. There's one lesson that I did learn. Dealing with, people who represent you on the marketing aspect, or people who's doing work for you, per month, per year, stuff like that. Just everybody remember this: there is a such thing as a report. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't, even if you don't know too much about the business, just know that if somebody's doing something for you, like just on a surface level, if you're buying something, you get a receipt. Now, when somebody's doing some work for you per month, bi-weekly, whatever, you should be asking for a report of everything that they have done within the stint of them being hired. If they're hired for 3 months, you should be getting a report every month, and then a final report at the end of the whole tenure. You know what I mean? Like, those things help people on a checks and balance system. Like, okay, what are you doing? You can see when somebody gives you a month report, you can see when a discrepancy in, okay, I paid you this amount of money and this is all you did. Like, we need to see the value in what this equates to. You know what I mean? So even if you don't know business in full, you can actually take that report to somebody who does know that level of business in that particular section, and then they can decipher if that's something that if the report is valid, if they've done something that's worth the money or whatever the case may be. Because even with my company, Local Astronauts, that's all we do is reports. Like, I don't like talking to clients. What I mean by that is, I don't like telling them verbally from my mouth the things we've done. Fuck all that. You're going to get a report on the things that we've done for you, whether it's production, whether it's consulting, whatever the case may be. We're going to send you a report of everything we've done for you. It's going to have the date we did it, and it's going to have what we actually did, and then the final report would dictate what those actual things we did within the month equated to. You feel what I'm saying? So if you don't know business at all, just know that there is supposed to be some type of report coming back from everything that that person has put together. And I think that'll help. It may not solve all your problems, but it will definitely help the narrative of making sure that people that you hire are doing the things they're supposed to be doing. You can catch those deficiencies really early.
Bars. Thank you so much.
Can I say something about radio?
Go for it.
So basically, I always have artists that hit me up about the radio station, right? And what I tell them to do is this. And I did this myself. I made a fake and I emailed 100 of the top internet mobile radio stations, and I said, hey, how much to get on the radio station? And can you send me a report, a screenshot of your server stats? Now, out of those 100 radio stations, I only had 2 people that sent me those server stats, and everybody else said, I'm not going to give you that information. Right when that happens, I know they ain't got no listeners. But my radio station, I can prove. I can prove to you. I can send you a screenshot. Anybody can DM me right now. I can show you the last 3 months and the last 3 months before that. We had anywhere between 500,000 to 750,000 listeners in the last 3 months. So if they can't show you a report like that, you do not fuck with them.
Facts.
That's it.
Hey, Hollywood, I'm gonna hit you.
Now listen. This kinfolk, I want to let y'all know what Hollywood is talking about is he's definitely better. He's been doing his website. His radio station's been up for a long time. He's definitely better. Yes, 20 years the guy's been doing it. So definitely he's somebody that I could definitely co-sign his line and say yes, he's getting those numbers. He can give you those reports. Just remember, I want to just add on to what you're saying real quick. This kinfolk speaking, one of the moderators. I'm gonna just say this. Listen, people's opinion is like a debit card. Everybody got an opinion, right? Like everybody got a debit card, but they all not worth the same, okay? Listen, there are a lot of people that you can never get directions to where you're going. So how can someone give you direction to where they're going if they've never been there before? You know what I mean? So a lot of times a person's hunger to or thirst to be able to be in the game, you got to really look at this thing for what it is. If I put in your account, there should be some accountability. You see what I'm saying? So, just be careful of whom's opinion that you are receiving. You know what I mean? Do your vet. Just like I just vetted Dirty South Radio. Like, get these people vetted. That's what the white people do to us. When we come to the banks, they're gonna vet your credit. They're gonna vet what's going on with you before they give you something, right? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Just remember, an opinion is like a debit card. Everybody got one, but they all not work the same. How can someone tell you where they're going if they've never been there themselves? All right? Just keep those jewels to yourself, tools and jewels to help you succeed in your grind, bro. That's all. This kinfolk, man. Y'all continue to be.
All right, Mark, can we get a reset?
Hey, real quick, before you even do that, I just want to say thank you to every last one of y'all. I just got the analytics back from yesterday. And we got over 2,000 listens yesterday on that shit. So fuck with y'all.
That's how we do.
I appreciate y'all. Straight
That's
up.
how we do.
Today, I appreciate the fuck out y'all. Thank you. Yeah, that's Shy Rich.
Let's go.
Do it. If I may, I feel like one thing I haven't heard people speak enough about yet is how people that are closer to the industry have larger voices than the people that are trying to get in. And I feel like some of the people that are connected to the industry and they feel like it took them a long time to get there, or they got violated on their way there, they kind of feel like it's a hazing, or like they're supposed to do the same thing to people that was in their shoes that's trying to come up today. So we kind of like address that.
Yeah,
we can address that, man. But we're gonna try to get a reset of the room real quick, and we'll get right into that. Hey, Mark, Mr. Conductor, you there?
Mark? If not, James, I got it.
No,
okay, go ahead, Chief.
I got you. Hey, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. You are in the Crenshaw District. Today's topic is Karen Civil been a fraud. Trying to tell y'all, part 2.
AKA freaking bitch cap.
Hit that greenhouse at the top. Join the Crenshaw District. We have topics like this all the time. Please follow your mods. If you feel like you want to put a little wonderful green in any of these green mods bank account, please do so. Help out the talent. Make sure that we get them squared away, especially that guy to my left. Mark, he's been modding for us for the last couple of days. Definitely tap in with some green on my brother. This is popcorn style. We are enjoying the conversation. This is the house that Keita Trotter built, and we are speaking on the topic. Let's go.
Hey, y'all want to laugh?
Yes.
I swear to God, I just got this video sent to me, man. Y'all go on fucking YouTube and look up this video called Chin Up High. It's this chick from, I don't know what the fuck country she from, man, but just listen to the fucking, give it 30 seconds. Just give it 30 motherfucking seconds and come back to that.
I gotta go see this shit.
Man, it's called Chin Up High, man. Go look at this shit, man. I just hollered.
Yeah, I'm definitely right now, man. Come on.
That's crazy.
You said Chin Up High?
Chin Up High, bro.
Okay.
I just, man, they just sent that shit to me. This shit.
I gotta check that. Y'all
This shit hella funny though.
Real quick, if you guys are already following Crenshaw District, if you're already a follower, go hit the notification bell. Following is not enough. You have to hit the notification bell. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lavender.
Yeah, but as far as what you said, like, artists that got done dirty in the past, stepping in the game and doing other people dirty, it's a 50-50 thing. I mean, it's my opinion. It's a 50-50 thing. It's kind of like people that got bullied or abused or something like that, they either grow up and become an abuser and a bully, or they fight against it. You know what I mean? They either completely against it, or they might do the same thing that happened to them. So it depends on the person, you know, and they outlook.
This is
There's
so
no
good.
room for that.
Hey, wait a minute.
Nigga,
I think that shit was fucking stupid.
Crazy.
I didn't know what the fuck he did. Oh my god.
Number one record.
Hey, yo, watch how fast somebody gonna hop on that shit. With that dumb ass.
One mic for me. One mic. Hold up. Who the fuck moved Freddie down to the audience?
I get that. No, listen. We had somebody blocked that's trying to get on the stage.
Who?
He got blocked.
Like, who is?
You think of nothing, I don't care. You think of nothing, I care. You think of nothing, I care. Bitch, I make my money. Body till I die. With my chin up top. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em out. Like it's my last day on this earth. Let the dollar make it work. People always hate, but the more they hate, the more I work.
You know, your block list is long.
When it's not red,
What's her?
she can't get in. He came back up.
Hey, what's her name?
It will be red on Freddie's screen. If it's not
Michelle,
red,
unblock Michelle, Freddie.
I don't got Michelle's lying, yo. I don't got Michelle blocked. Michelle's lying. Now see, mama try to see.
Don't worry about it. Y'all continue.
Hey, I think I might got her blocked.
Hey, check this out, y'all.
I can't stop fucking
probably didn't
Hey,
know
one mic, please, one mic.
I just
Yeah, let's
want to
not
say
lose-
it.
Hold up.
Hold on. Y'all should at least be following the club. Follow the club if you're on stage.
Say that shit, laugh. Thank you.
Hey, look,
If
man.
not the moderators, you know what I'm saying? I don't be tripping off the follows, but at least follow the club, you know what I'm saying? We, you know what I'm saying? So we keep this motherfucking shit rolling. You dig like the dice.
Hey, well, look, check this out, man. I want to thank y'all for joining the Crenshaw District. We are here. Current Civil was a fraud. Been trying to tell y'all, man. Part 2, curated by the one and only Miss Keita Trotter, man. We got some special guests coming into the room later on today. She's still working on that. Like Therese said, man, y'all go ahead and tip. Hit that green. Green is always good. But I also want to shout out Danny Dyrich, man. Like I said earlier, bro, we got Crenshaw Radio coming to y'all. All independent artists, new artists.
My brother conductor, his cash app is in the bio, so just let you know. Just put him up in that bio.
I appreciate that.
Please put that cash app. I don't care if you tip him $1 or $5. Every
50 cents. I'd be like, you know, don't matter. I just appreciate
every
the love.
bit helps.
But check this out. Also, for those that have businesses and, you know, certain things that you want promoted, hit me and Danny up in the back channel so we can talk to you, work some things out, because what we bringing to you with the Crenshaw Radio, like I said, it will be an experience on this app like never before. Okay? I'm telling you, that's all I'm going to tell you. So make sure you follow the greenhouse at the top. Make sure you follow Danny Dyrich and myself. Make sure you follow all these mods up here, man. Some of these people you see on stage will be on the Crenshaw Radio, man, giving out certain gems that they ain't really told y'all about today. You feel me? So there's a lot we got in store. It's a lot coming up with the Crenshaw District. Again, I just want to thank y'all for joining us and being a part of our conversation. You know, over these last couple of days, like we know this is just the start, man. Like we've been doing this. Y'all just finding out. Be real with you. So thank y'all, man. I love y'all. Y'all go ahead and play y'all conversation. I'm watching me some foosball.
You know, it seems to me what's missing in the industry, and I teach it, it's called the lowest hanging fruit. The lowest hanging fruit is something that's missing in the industry, and it seems like an advocate in the industry is missing for entertainers. Somebody that they can go to say, look, I'm brand new. Here's my, this is what I got. Can you help me? Can you protect me? This person is not a manager, is not even a publicist. Not none of that. But it's somebody that's in the industry that knows the industry and will protect people.
Yeah, his name was Fat Prophet. He worked at Patchwork Studios in Atlanta.
What happened?
And he works at Patchwork in Atlanta.
Shout out to Patchwork.
The most reputable studio that ain't never got over on nobody. 25 years in business, and we at LA studio.
Fact.
In Atlanta.
That's a fact. I can vouch for that.
Black owned.
That's a fact. 100%. I love Patchwork. Patchwork got the best cookies in the
I appreciate you, Matt.
Why is there not a website where you could go to that has certified people on there, like me, my radio, your radio station? You know what I'm saying? This website. You know, if you know,
Make one. Do it. Make one up. Make one more.
It's Crenshaw. No, that's gonna be the site for the independent art.
Tell them again, Fat Prophet. Tell them again. Tell them again.
Crenshaw Radio. That's where all the independents are gonna be heard.
Salute to Fat Prophet. Salute to Crenshaw Radio.
Maybe we turn up the show on Sundays again for their ass.
Why not?
Happen. Bring the lowriders out. You know?
Make it happen.
Can I say something?
Make it fucking happen.
We're definitely making it happen, baby.
Can I say something real quick? DJ Swag. I appreciate this conversation, and I just want to say something for you when y'all do that Crenshaw Radio thing, and for the guy who just spoke saying we should have like a website where people can go and see the.
That was me. I have a deep voice. That's a little.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lisa. But just make sure, and that's the only thing I ask as a DJ, a person who has been on the radio, has a TV show for independent artists, just ask that if you're gonna do a radio station, just make sure it's BMI, ASCAP, Sound Exchange certified, so that these artists, when they have music played, they can get paid.
They can get their royalties. Facts. It's gonna cost a lot of money, but hey.
If I could ask Elisa, because I feel like you've been around in the industry for a very long time, and I feel like women like you don't even get to great stages like that. So if I can I ask how long you've been in the industry?
Oh, you talking? Alyssa, no, I'm Keita's mama.
Yeah, I heard you say that part. That's why
was my brother.
That's why I had to ask. Like, how long have you been around?
Yeah, no. I'm just here actually protecting my daughter's interests. I haven't been in the music industry. When I went to prison in 2010, my brother took my daughter up under his wings. I speak you. WAC 100 was active in it, raising my daughter and making her the person that she is today, just like you said earlier. She is his student. They've been lacing my daughter ever since I went to prison. So she's very laced, and she's seen some things that a lot of artists probably will never see, right? She was there at the beginning of a lot of things dealing with Unique Records and a lot of these rappers. I don't know about the industry, but I know common sense, right? Common sense tells me that there's a hole in the industry, and I'm gonna tell you why. All the way back when Martin Luther King died, my mom and her twin and their brother made a record. Dr. King, it's called Dr. King. On the record, it says 4 twins. There's no such thing as 4 twins. What happened was my auntie shunned my mom's name off the record and put her last name on there, which is Ford.
Damn.
My uncle Paul basically took all the royalties, and now his daughter, my cousin PJ, is getting whatever royalties come from that record. I can't even get a copy because they share my mom's name off of the record. My mom is doing the singing on the record. Her twin and her is doing the singing on the record, but I have no rights because my uncle made it to where my mom, her legacy would never be known.
That shit.
So this stuff has been happening way back. That was Dr. King when Martin Luther King died.
And that was family shit. God damn. Yeah, that shit crazy.
it's an open market. Like I say, that's just one. That Crenshaw thing is just one place. You guys have to create more, and I'm saying it because my daughter is a lot like me. She stands up for people, and then people don't like us. I have a lot of frenemies. I got a whole lot of frenemies around here, and that's because I speak out. We both the same sign and everything. Me and my daughter and my granddaughter, we all the same sign, and we all have that. Like I'll fight for you, but then I can't fight for you if you don't fight for yourself. You got to be present in the fight with her. So all I'm saying is to say, all of you guys have to make a change. You guys have to change the industry and say, you know what? Come on, I got you, and I'm gonna protect you, and I'm gonna make sure you are right. You're gonna blow up. I got you.
That's a fact. And it's Magneto. I'm gonna cross my T's and dot my I's as far as the legal situation goes with the dude I've been talking about. Excuse me, I'm back. Yeah, but once I get it all squared away and figured out, yeah, he definitely got to get exposed because I don't want him to get the next up and coming artist that's hungry and grinding and ready to put money behind his and invest in himself. You know what I'm saying? Like I did, like my team did. We don't want him to catch nobody else like that. So we definitely gonna tap into. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize, man, but this Russian girl hot me. Shit is hot.
Yeah, he's
that got me crying. Yo, that song is hilarious.
Yo, she dancing on the verse though. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm sorry. If she had a little bit more swag, it'll work. I bet you. I think it's gonna hit number one. I'm sorry. I got.
I bet you.
Yeah.
It is just because of how trash it is. That's
243.
So is there anybody else in the audience that has any questions?
That song is just a perfect example of something could be recorded a while ago. Yeah. Just now get popping. You could tell that video is recorded
in the 90s, early 2000s.
I have a question.
99.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
This is CJ from Soundhouse.
Go for it.
So earlier you guys were talking about currency, and I know the conversation shifted and went to a lot of different places. And I guess, the whole Karen Civil thing, there are a lot of people taking advantage of new artists, and I think that with great mentors and platforms like this, you guys can expose all the party. What do you do to spend a lot in the industry, but it's not reciprocated? For example, I work with a lot of new artists that are writing for bigger artists. They're, helping them with vocal production. They're adding verses. They're supporting what they're doing. But when it comes to them, it's not reciprocated. And they won't even post somebody's song when it comes out or give them the credit. Hey, shout out to my dude who's a writer on this song. There's just such a disparity between those that have made it and those that are.
You went into the Matrix. In the Matrix.
We lost you. Where you at? Still
Lost
there?
you.
To make
That my fault.
Yeah, you got to get out the Matrix. You talking on Polaroid right now, bro.
95. I'm alive.
It's when they talk slower when we tell them that they're in the Matrix, and then it makes it even slower.
That gotta be Chanel retarded ass. I know.
Hey, but on the real though, hey, when you be in the you be hearing people say and you stop talking, but for some odd reason they still hear your ass.
Man, it's like what the fuck, right? Back in, motherfucker.
You're in the Matrix, love.
You
giving me a
headache.
Who is that?
I can't mute the mic.
Oh, that's Miss Lisa.
No, that lady talking, but I
somebody
can't
else.
mute it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sound clear now. What the hell? Who the hell was it?
That
I
was
just wanted to say my brother, the one in King,
I know.
he's not
Hey,
coming up.
Who playing
If
Bob
anybody have any questions,
No, can we mute? Go ahead.
Oh, nigga, I'm cooking, man. You said Bob
ahead,
the
y'all.
Builder.
Oh no, I was saying my brother, the winning king, Prosper, he's in here in the goo. He's just been listening. He doesn't want to come on stage. But he said if anybody has questions about the whole Karen Civil thing and who she was.
No, nobody.
At the time,
We're not gonna
he said
do
they
it like
can ask
that.
him.
We're not doing it like that. He come up and do his own work.
Right.
I'm tired.
He's not
That's
coming
why
up.
my
We
voice
can't
is deep.
ask him.
My voice is already deep because I'm tired, and I had him open up this room this morning. But if he wants some work done, he don't have to come do it himself.
Hey, listen here. If you in the group, welcome to the Crenshaw District. Glad y'all came through. Kick it with us. Make sure y'all click that green house at the top. Follow the squad. Follow the notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Follow your mods. And just enjoy the conversation. We in here respectful. We in here speaking real shit. We having a good time. It's a family vibe. We gonna keep it that way. I'm pretty much like this. Later on down the line today, we got somebody big coming through to speak on the subject, and we gonna have good conversation. So y'all stay tapped in. Ping motherfuckers, had them come in, all that old shit. We trying to get this motherfucker popping. It's been going crazy these last couple days. You know what I'm saying? So you got something you want to say, you got a business you trying to push, you got some music you trying to promote. Man, make it known. Make it known. This is your opportunity.
In the back channel, we're not doing maybe. Right now. If any of that, message somebody with the green.
Oh, really quick, I do want to answer the lady's question that her phone went out because she had a good question in regards to artists that are working with bigger artists and they don't get the proper recognition and or kudos for whatever they do. Now keep this in mind: when you're a smaller artist and you're working with bigger artists, you and your team have to establish what you really want from this venture, from each venture with whomever you work with. Because respectfully speaking, hopefully she's still listening, working on records with bigger artists like songwriting, vocal, alignment, stuff like that, that doesn't equate to you asking for a post for recognition on the song that you're working on. You have to really be strategic and have that conversation with that person as to what you want. I know songwriters who, when they write, they want to make sure that their credit is on the writer's side of it. Whether they actually get money or not really just depends on the relationship of how they put things down. Some songwriters or producers, they want the money because they feel like the money aspect of in that light would help them out with their career a little bit more. Then some would want like recognition, like put me as a feature if they're on the hook, or other opportunities. Get me a placement, which a lot of people don't do this. You can work with a particular major artist and you can negotiate like, look, I do this record for you. It comes out right on your album and makes it happen. Can you guarantee me 2 more placements on your future projects or with somebody else that you were working with that's just as big as you? Like those things you have to have in your mind of what you want to do, and then have a conversation with that, because sometimes artists or teams of smaller artists get scared and don't want to push the issue on asking for too much things. But in hindsight, it's like, dude, if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. So you have to really be mindful as to what you want out of the venture. I've been in situations where I've produced for major artists and I've gotten my money only. I've been in situations where I've gotten my money and percentage, and I've been in situations where I've just gotten percentage, and all of them have worked in my favor because of how I assessed the situation with those artists. You know what I mean? It's about how you assess it. It's not about just about what you get and what you negotiate. It's also about how you assess the situation. Because if that artist can only do certain things, then you have to play it as you see it. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure I answer her question. Hopefully she got some good information out of that.
Yeah, I'm here, and I'm here. I appreciate that. I'm on someone else's phone because mine, I guess, is cutting up. So the thing about it is, you make it sound really easy, and that's great information. I do appreciate that, and I understand that obviously sometimes there may be a situation where you can negotiate for what you want, but sometimes it just doesn't work like that. For example, one of my clients that I work with, he spent 7 months writing with Usher. When you get those opportunities to be in the room to write with an artist, you don't have any leverage. You're not, okay, I'm not going to go work with Usher today because they're not going to do this or they're not going to do that.
Well, okay. Part of that is true. Keep in mind, if I don't know if you represent that artist, but if you do, it's definitely your job or your team's job to make sure that he benefits in probably even not the way you guys see fit, but in some light. Like if you're working with Usher and you guys he's writing records for him, you want to make sure that you get his name on that songwriting credits for whatever he does. You probably might not get no money because Usher could probably just easily replace you, but Usher does understand the concept of writers getting their credit on the project, because at one point in time he was that person. So those things, I'm not saying it's easy. It's definitely not easy, but that's what we're in this game for, is to do the things that are not comfortable. Have the conversations that are not the easiest conversations. That usually determines the artist or the singer who wins and ends up having a career with longevity, or the ones who fall by the wayside. You have to have those conversations. I've been in front of people that these motherfuckers is people that I listen to and I grew up off of. I don't give two shits. We gotta have this conversation. If I'm a part of something, even if I'm the lowest person on the totem pole, I need to know where I stand with this. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's easy at all, but as you being their representation, you got to have those hard conversations with those people, and you got to figure out a way. You got to be clever. You got to figure out a way to go back to your artist and say, "Yo, this is what I got you." You feel what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I guess I was kind of leaning more towards the currency. Like when you spend currency, the speaker earlier was talking about currency is not necessarily cash. So there's no issue as far as credit and, the paperwork and all of that. They all do good business. I hope I'm not putting anything out there okay, people are just taking songs and they're not giving credit or not.
We totally understand.
So in terms of okay, so for example, my client, he works and he writes with a lot of people. He's also an artist himself. But a lot of people tap into him. They want him to come and pen records for them and stuff like that. Now, when he goes to put his own songs out, there's not the reciprocated help to put him on or to put the promotion in. But remember, he's already spent a lot of currency by being in the rooms with these people, helping them to write and map out their, creative direction and vocal produce and, add into what they're doing. But I guess the question that I was asking the panel in general, how do you get to a point where you can leverage the currency that you're spending so that you can get the help when you need it in return?
Well, yeah, I definitely understand your question, but keep in mind, remember, when you're working on the records with them, if you say that he's getting his credit and getting his proper recognition or monies or whatever from that is a full service 360. He did something for them, they did something for him. Now, on the side of, let's say your artist has a record that he's promoting, keep in mind, this is Usher. So Usher has a full breakdown of when he speaks or posts something, it equates to a dollar amount. If you cannot pay that dollar amount, then that means that there needs to be something on your end that can make it halfway even or somewhat feasible for Usher to say anything. Like, always remember, like, these people still have representation and they have to account for everything that they do and everything that they spend. I understand what you're saying because you're putting in, the artist is putting in hours and doing a bunch of things. What I would suggest, just in my opinion, what I would suggest is you should be able to use the credits of what that artist has done to be able to create what you create. Like, that's what you being a part of that team or running that team is for. Like, when I looked at I was hearing Kinfolk speak, and then I looked at his page. First thing I seen was he wrote on Drake's Best I Ever Had. I'm like, oh, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's an opportunity that I'm pretty sure a lot of people see, that they can say, okay, let me bring some light to him. Let me bring some money to him. Let me work with him because he has that credit. My thing is, if they don't want to reciprocate any extra love to you, then you should figure out a way from the work that you do, that artist does, find a way to get it yourself, in my opinion.
I have a question. What's the difference between a talent manager and what's the other question? Wait a minute, hold on. A talent manager versus an agent.
So the agent does more of like show bookings, getting shows and stuff. And representing in that light. Your management is your business. So truthfully, it's like illegal for a manager to book shows for an artist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people know that, but like it's not legal for managers to book shows for their artists. You gotta have a booking agent for that. You know what I'm saying? So agents do more of, like I said, shows and things of that nature.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
And usually talent managers are the ones who focus on the actual whatever the idea of what the artist is going to be, like, really honing their craft, honing their sound. I mean, I'm just speaking about it in the artist perspective, because talent manager in a production perspective is really a part of casting and stuff like that. But in the artist perspective, their job is to assure that what the actual artists, they're managing the things that they work on, the music that they work on. If they're a songwriter, the songwriting things that they work on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you could also call it a music manager if they're in charge of the music that comes out, how it's curated, where is it going, if they need to hire the right marketer for the music that they're putting together. So there's so many different ways to it. And I'm glad that I forgot her name, but I'm glad that she asked that question, because a lot of people run into those problems with trying to get the same, like you said, reciprocation from the major artists that they're working with, that they want to be able to blow up their artists. But in a lot of cases, it just doesn't work like that. When you do a service for a service, they try their best to keep it there. If they take an extra liking to that artist, then the sky's the limit. You never know what they might do. They might go from a post to just featuring on that young artist's song for free. You don't know what that equates to, but at the same time, you cannot expect for that to happen if there's no monetary results for that major artist. You know what I'm saying? That's what the team, not even just the artist, that's what the team be looking for. They managers and the lawyers and all that. They like, okay, yeah, you did a lot of these records and helped us write these records, but you got your credit and you got your money from that. So what else do you want us to do? You know what I mean? Those are the things that happen. And then in other lighter, better settings with other artists that you work with, they'd be like, oh man, you did them records for me, man. Listen, let me jump on one of your joints, or let me help promote one of your singles. Like, it's just like I said, it's all about conversation, all about energy, and just knowing where you stand with that artist or with that team. You know what I mean? Then you can figure out how to maneuver within that. Because some of that stuff you got to fight for. You know what I mean?
Hey, Polly, what I was taught, right? A while ago, like shit, I was probably like maybe 11 to 12. I was told that I needed 3 managers. And the 3 managers are, like you said, the creative manager,
facts,
business manager,
fact,
road manager.
Facts. Road manager only comes in when you
traveling, doing shows. So basically, you know, a lot of artists, they look to that one manager to be all 3. And the one manager already got a full plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at Keita, for instance. She got, I don't know how many artists she managed, but at the end of the day, she's wearing more than just a management hat. You know what I'm saying? Because she's doing the business, she's doing the creative side. You know what I'm saying? And she's traveling with the artists. So at the end of the day, you know, I think a lot of these managers that's in the game, they get shitted on because they don't get their just dues for all the work that they actually put in. But artists is actually supposed to have 3 managers, you know what I'm saying? And all 3 of the managers, they have to stay in their lane. It's like building a house. I'm not gonna have my ass up there on that roof if I do cement. You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of artists go wrong and where they fall off at. You know what I mean?
And then also, just to add on that, sorry not to cut you off, but also remember that your scenario that you're talking about is when the artist has enough energy or just enough going on to be able to have those 3 managers. Because prior to that, if you don't have a song buzzing, you don't have things going for yourself, the manager that's currently in front of you is pretty much going to be dead weight because you don't have things to manage. And the only time you hire managers is when you have an overflow of work in that department. That's when you hire a manager, is when you have an overflow of work, when your shit is going and it's going right, and you need to figure out how to manage the actually doing the creative and doing the business, and it's too much. Not you just don't want to do it when it's too much to handle for one person. That's when you hire a manager. So
I ain't gonna lie to you, Polly, not to cut you off, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a guy named Dre, man. Rest in peace to my homie Dre. He was my very first manager, bro. And the thing was, his whole idea was to make everything look bigger than life, based on perception. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. Like, we used to do shit like, he'd bring 2 big dudes, niggas I ain't never met in my life, big motherfuckers, about 6'5", 6'7", 300-400 pound niggas. We go to the club, you know what I'm saying? And he had 2 other people with him, and he'd make it seem like we all know each other. We a team. Like, these are my managers. This is my road manager, my business manager, my creative manager, and these my bodyguards. I ain't had one motherfucking single out. I ain't pushed any record, right? But the perception of this shit made motherfuckers, we went to the club, the motherfuckers was looking like, man, who is this nigga? Like, who is he? And it made people curious. And that's how my buzz in Detroit got like it did, because like, I was doing shit out of the ordinary. I was doing shit that made motherfuckers curious and want to find out. I didn't have a budget to pay for play and do all the other shit that a lot of niggas do. But that presence in the club, it made motherfuckers wonder, like, man, this nigga got on his jury. Like, who is this nigga? Like, we need to know. Like, he do music or something? People was coming up to the security, the so-called security niggas. Really, they just some niggas from the hood, some big-ass niggas from the hood. But they played their role real good. And they like, no, that's Big Gov. He rap. I don't know if you ever heard his music, but if not, here, tap in, go check him out on such and such, or go get a CD or whatever, and that shit worked.
Now, can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
Be honest with you. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm probably Rob and I just say shit like this.
Come on, man.
But that's a great scenario. But I think the only problem is your music is supposed to do that first. If your music is not doing that first, then you guys are kind of working backwards, and hopefully y'all can get it on track and even it out the way it's supposed to be.
No.
Because
Listen,
no.
That was just starting out. That was starting. Yeah. That was for me. That was an idea that he came up with. I wasn't with it at first. And I'm like, nigga, don't nobody even know the fuck I am. Like, what I need bodyguards for and all that. You feel me? But he thought it was an ingenious ass idea. And when I tell you that shit worked, it is. It worked for me. I can't say it worked for everybody else. But what I was saying was, when I was piggybacking off of your point you was making when you said, you know, let me rewind. When you was basically saying you gotta have enough going on to hire a manager, this, that, and the third. Yeah. This nigga just believed in what I was doing. He heard the music I was creating. He believed in me that much to the point where he was like, we gotta do something that's gonna make motherfuckers listen and pay attention to what you doing.
We hear conversations all the time about managers always going at it with the artists and these bad vicious business breakups because of a lot of reasons. The manager is there prior to their time being there. You know what I mean? You have to make sure that when they're there, that they're there for a reason. Like, that's a disservice to them. You know what I mean? And then even, let's say hypothetically, if this manager or this person that wants to manage you, let's say they just believe you. They're just a person who believes in you. There's nothing wrong, especially if they're putting financial efforts into it, which a manager is technically not supposed to do. If they're putting financial efforts and they believe in you, then there's nothing wrong with making them a partner in your venture. Let's say you create a production company, you're the artist, they're the CEO. It's a partnership, and then y'all can move forward. Now this person can indulge in more financial efforts and actually get an actual return on the investment that they really are putting in.
That's what I was
manager. Right.
That's what I was alluding to. Like, when he pulled that off, it made me look at him differently, opposed to just looking at him as a manager. I looked at him like, damn, this nigga just did this, and he created an image for me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even ask for it, but he created an image for me that fucking worked, and it got people to pay attention to who the fuck I was and listen to my music. So hell yeah, this nigga need to be a partner, and he fucked around and died of cancer. So I feel like if he was still living to this day,
right?
Like, me and him, we both creative as fuck. I would be a lot further ahead in my career than what I am if he was still here because of his ideas alone. Like, that shit that he did, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember this night in the club like it was yesterday, bro. That shit made motherfuckers curious. And you know how nosy people be, because you can just look at how many motherfuckers is in this group wanting to hear about this Karen Civil shit, right?
Right.
Motherfuckers is nosy as hell. Like, they see a nigga with jewelry. We got all these bottles of champagne over here. He set the stage for motherfuckers to say, oh, we know who Big Gov is now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Big Gov, Big Gov, Polly.
Oh yeah, Whack 100 is in.
Let me interject real quick with both of y'all saying, Big Gov, you was in a good scenario because you had someone believed in you, and that was a partnership. Right. Now, most of the individuals, when you get to the individual on the level of, say, Calvin Harris manager or Frank Ocean manager, like Mark Gillespie or Guy Osiri, or these people like that are managing you know, big artists. A lot of those guys aren't going to give you that. They're not going to give you that same play. But at the end of the day, I agree with Polly was saying too. Both of you guys, that you got to have something to manage to be able to have a manager. You know what I mean? A lot of times, a lot of people want you to manage them, or they come to me and say, "Man, can you manage me?" Bro, you have nothing going on. I do believe that is something that we need to make sure we did clarify. Now, you had a guy that was helping you with the marketing. What people perceive is what they believe. That's what you're also speaking about. What people perceive is what they believe. So it's like you now, hopefully, after them perceiving and believing that you are somebody, you have the product to be able to show that. Now, people that are in the position of a Karen Civil or people like that, they're banking their business on people perceiving and believing them to be a certain way. But then a lot of times there's a lot of icing and no cake. A lot of sizzle
and no check. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
A lot of times,
that's a conversation we had years ago, bro. I don't know if you remember, man, when Juice was alive and she did the Jackson Juice, the Jack the Juice shit. We talked about that then, bro. Because I and just
I recalled it. I recalled it, and that's the thing. You got, it's like, you got some people that are day one believers. You got some people that are real management that you can't go to a guy like until you got something worth managing to get this guy to go ahead and plug you up. Because some people, the thing about it is the money follows the momentum. The check momentum. So it's like you have to create momentum, and then when the momentum happens, then you'll see people coming with the check. So there's not going to be a lot of day ones like your guy who was down to help you create the momentum initially. You know what I mean? So and that's what that's a day one. That's a blessing to have someone that believes in.
And then let me bring it full circle. Then I'm gonna log off because I gotta make these blackened salmon with the chipotle.
Man, sounds fire.
So Sunday dinner. Okay, so bringing it full circle, we're having this conversation to say this. It's always good when the artists and the people that's working with them establish themselves with their music, with their drive, with their element, creating a foundation, getting one sheets, getting bios, getting your platform together, start promoting, even if it's on the ground level. It's good to get this foundation together because when you start meeting people where the conversation is, I pay you, you do this, you want to have a solid foundation. So it helps you do two things. It helps you not be so wanting for things to happen so fast because you have a engine moving already. And then also it helps you assess the people in front of you a lot better because you do have something worth just you saying you have some songs. Now I don't know Joyner Lucas's situation, but I do know that he had an investor that wanted to speed up the process as well as himself. So that's where these opportunities for people to do you wrong come into play. And I feel like Joyner, the way he is now, where he has a foundation of things that's happening, he's in a better space. So I know it's hard. We are in the music game, and it's difficult to develop that foundation and start off with your record being somewhat recognizable to the streets. But it's always better to work towards getting that first before you start getting with these PRs and all these other people trying to talk their shit and trying to pay them to do things. Because people like Blast, people like A Compton, these people put their work in. They put their work in for countless amounts of years and times, and they created their buzz, and then things started happening to where when they get with people, things are happening. And I'm pretty sure there's other artists that y'all know in y'all brain that I just can't think about off the top. But just remember that when you have a foundation of things, when you have the engine already running, it's harder for somebody to come bamboozle your engine as opposed to them starting your engine. When they can start your shit, they can do something wrong to you. So that's all I want to say. I appreciate y'all, and I'm finna go cook my fucking ass off on Sunday dinner. I'm out of here.
So I have a question though, right? Because I've been here.
Reset. Can I do a reset real quick? I want to welcome everybody to Crenshaw District. Thank you. The creator of this space is Keita Trotter, my daughter. I want to thank the conductor, all the moderators for being here. Those of you that have just came, we are talking the second part of Karen Civil being a fraud. We tried to tell you this is the second part, and basically you have a problem and then you have a solution. So part two looks like we are finding solutions to the problem. We have a problem of entertainers being jacked out of their, money and getting into the business, and they getting no improvement done. That nothing's happening with their career. They're going nowhere, and people are making money and they're not making money. And we just have to learn how to protect ourselves when we are going into any business. You have to protect yourself. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. If you haven't already, I want you to go to the top of the screen, join the Crenshaw District family. We're going to open our arms, give you a great big hug, welcome you in our family. We have conversations like this on a daily basis. So anyone that has a question, the floor is open to you, and thank you.
Yes, so I had a question. What's your name? What's your name?
Kimberly.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So it was really for Keita's mother. You said something that I wanted to piggyback on when you said that you have a deep voice and you speak out and you stand up for other people, but you also have created a lot of frenemies. So like I'm a person that's on this app. I do pretty good rooms, but a lot of times I have to address people when they move in fraudulently, right? And a lot of times people try to water that down and call you masculine, right? But all I know is, right, coming up in the street is to stand up on what is right, right? Whether you hang with that person, roll with that person, just like with the Karen situation. Like she is someone that everybody looks at as this, you know, really, really popular person. And she got following, she got money, but then look how she's moving. So is it safe to say that a lot of people don't really pay attention to the people that stand up for what is right? As long as you have the range to do grimy stuff, they kind of look over that and then try to make you look as if you're the bad person, but really they running with the bad person. Kind of like the room they made off of this room, you know, trying to just like clout chase. But we all know that's in this room that room is nothing like Keita. Like y'all keep it 100. She stood on 10. So what would you tell women that do speak up for themselves, that do address the fake stuff that go on this app in particular?
Be ready to stand alone. Be ready to stand alone, because a lot of people want to, oh, this happened.
Oh shit, the shade.
Noise, they not going to stand with you. They going to throw you right under the bus. Right. So that's what you look for, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people throwing my daughter under the bus right now, you know. So like I say, she's an advocate like I am, and I don't like people. I don't like bullies. I don't like people also taking advantage of other people, and I speak up a lot, right? She does the same thing. So when you speak up, like I said earlier, Malcolm X, you know, he said it clear and plain. You know, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. You know, so don't just be that one that you just gonna fall for anything. Protect yourself. People like Karen, she's just been exposed. There's other people out there like her that are getting paid off someone else's blood, sweat, and tears, right? So you have to protect yourself and be ready to stand alone if you're an advocate for it, because I do it. I'm standing alone. I have a nonprofit organization. I'm telling you, this is a true story. In business, this is what I'm going through. I have a nonprofit organization that helps homelessness. It helps ex-offenders get jobs and career development. It also helps them expunge their records and things like that. Guess who's doing all the work? Me. I have 6 board members, but I have no help. So just understand that sometimes you're going to step out on the ledge and you're not going to have no help. So if you're going to advocate for something, just understand, have your platform ready and be ready to receive backlash from it. So I hope that answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because like for me, a lot of times, like when I do stand up, like I hate bullies also, right? I've hated them all my life. I've watched people be bullied in the streets, in school, and I always have spoke up for other people. So a lot of times on this app, right, the best way to get at me is to clip my account, right? And so I still stand up, right? And even though I stand up by myself, and I'm okay with that, but I just wanted to ask you that because that really, helped me just now, because sometimes I have to question myself, should I be quiet? But then it's like, God is like, I did not give you this big mouth or this voice just to be quiet. But that makes sense. I do have to stand alone. So thank you so much, and thank you for the work that you do also.
Right, thank you. I appreciate. Anyone else have anything to speak on?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and what you said was the perfect answer, because a lot of times, especially, some naive people, they look around for validation, you know what I'm saying, for a cosign to figure out if they're doing the right thing by standing up, And sometimes you gotta, like you said, stand alone, because
that's what I do. I don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter what anybody
I'll call you out if you fucked up.
Because most people are sheep.
Love it or hate it, I don't give a fuck.
Or with the wave, or with the popular opinion is, you know what I'm saying? So once you standing up against what the popular opinion is, and you right, you got to stand strong, on what you believe.
Y'all know Keita was ready. She was ready for whatever. Like when she did this room, she was ready for whatever. She didn't give a fuck about no opinions. She didn't really care about nothing that nobody else had to say.
No numbers.
Never has.
This was her. This was her. You know what I'm saying? and it just made it to be what it made out to be. But at the end of the day, she stood on what she stood on, and she was ready for whatever by her motherfucking self. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, everybody should do that. Everybody should stand up for what they stand up for.
And even the day after as well. Stand on
you stand on your shit. Like, you don't ever expect motherfuckers to agree with you. Always, I look at the worst scenario possible when I do shit. When I stand up for what I stand up for, I always expect the worst. I don't expect to have nobody to have my back. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been a Crip since 1992. And even when I get into my situation, or used to get in my situation, because I'm too old now to be getting into situations. But when I used to get in my situations, I never expected my homies to have my back, because I always knew how it could go. You know what I'm saying? But I stood on my shit regardless. You know what I'm saying? There's been times where I had to catch a fade with about 4 or 5 niggas at one time. The homies they knew about it. They didn't show. All right, fuck it. I handle it on my own. Like, that's how you got to be mentally with everything that you do. From starting your own business, starting your own podcast, whatever the fuck it is, you stand on your shit, and you stand alone. Be ready to stand alone. Now, if you got people that's willing to stand with you, that's a bonus. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, thank you so much for that. That helped me a lot.
That was big Gov, y'all.
The one and only son of Southwest Detroit.
Big Gov with a duck.
Man, y'all make sure y'all check out his music on YouTube as well. And streaming platforms too.
Check out my boy Danny P's single out now, body.
That's love.
Pop that, please.
Yo, James, check out my PTR.
Make sure y'all go support the fam.
And y'all make sure y'all go support.
All the way, yes.
Make sure y'all go tap in. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in with Yoshi. Yoshi be the modest G. You know what I'm saying? If you look for any spiritual insight, since we plugging other people on stage.
Yeah,
if you're looking for any spiritual insight, any type of spiritual guidance, if you need some type of prayer, help with some healing in your life, some advice on some situations from the Most High, definitely holler at Yoshi. You know what I'm saying? She don't consult for everybody, so if you do get it, you better feel blessed. Yeah, that's all.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Man, that not land the plane. And it ain't a fraud. Listen, that's what it ain't. So she told me some shit that had me like, whoa. I was on the plane with you. I was on the plane, Yoshi. And we shook, like, get me out this tube. Put me on the ground. Hold on. Wait. Put me down.
Yeah. I do face readings. I don't do tarot cards. I do face readings, and everything I get is literally from the Most High. there's people that could vouch for me as well. I've never been wrong on a reading in my life.
That's scary as fuck.
Holy Spirit never lies.
The power of God.
Holy Spirit.
Are these face readings
That's some scary shit.
face or are they online? Because the filters. I'm trying to figure out.
Right now, I don't have anything open right now, face to face. But I do have where you have to email me your pictures and let me know.
Oh hell no.
Without a filter, you want to know about the person. And yeah, without the filter, the sooner the better. So there's some pictures I can't read. The Most High will not allow me to pick up. I don't make up stories. I don't, I'm not on the Miss Cleo shit. If I can't pick up nothing for you, I ain't about to make up nothing for you and take your money. You can keep your money in your pocket.
If only we could have read here.
Yeah.
Nah, that's some scary shit.
You don't think she did and just didn't say nothing? Come on now.
Fuck. Hey, look, hold up. One mic right quick, right? One mic. I don't know if anybody on this stage knows Roland Martin or even know how to get in contact with Roland Martin.
Yeah, but they haven't come to hell.
Oh, no, for real, hold up. If you could get in contact with Roland Martin, I want y'all to go to his Twitter page right now, spam him, tell him, hey, come on over here to Clubhouse, bro, because one thing about it, what you're not going to do is try to make it seem like we as black people don't want to support our own. You feel me? Let's just go. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. Yeah, we could have had this conversation over on fan base. Yeah, we could have. We could have, right? But nobody is on fucking fan base. Nobody goes over there. They are robbing black creators of their content, just like the white people. Let's just go ahead and be real about it. I was over there. I've been over there. I was over there for 3 months. They pay you goddamn 4 cents. 4 cents. Like when your post get liked and stuff, you get 4 cents. Okay? They getting almost probably $4 off of that because of how the money works. You get paid money, they're taking something out of it.
1%. You make it 1%.
Like you're not getting nothing over there. So if anybody know how to get in contact with Roland Martin, the creators of Fanbase, come holler at us.
Isaac was on stage with us yesterday. The creator.
The owner was on stage with us yesterday. He was on stage with us.
Over here yesterday, he sure did. So
he came over and he sat over here for hours, bro. For hours he sat on the stage, bro.
So one time he said, "Hey man, y'all come over." So because we was promoting everybody's shit yesterday, not one time he said, "Hey, y'all come over to fan base."
Exactly.
Because we was promoting the Yummy Apples, promoting all
types of shit. Not one time did he say anything about fan base.
Roland Martin got something to say, come to the stage.
I could get
Roland Martin is marching right now. I'm sure he don't have much. Hold on. And then
he should have stopped. He should have been marching on that goddamn keyboard. Fucking keyboard warrior.
Hold on, who wanted to talk? One mic.
Hold on.
I brought some people up on the stage. Those of you that have any questions pertaining to the topic, Karen Civil being a fraud, we tried to tell you. This is part 2. If you have any questions as pertaining to the content of the conversation, go ahead and open your.
I have a comment.
Okay, we're just gonna take one at a time.
I can get it.
I'm going to take the lady and then the gentleman.
Hey, let's set up a queue. Set up a queue real quick, somebody.
Okay, I got you.
Set up a queue. If you wanna ask a question to the specific people Mama Lisa or have on stage, please DM Mama Lisa so she can put you in the queue so that we cut down the confusion. Appreciate y'all.
While you're talking, please say your name when you begin so we'll know who.
Yeah, introduce yourself. Say hello. Shit. Don't just go straight in, please.
And make sure you're following Crenshaw District. If you're coming up to join the conversation, it's only polite that you follow the club and hit the notification bell.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So we're gonna go with the lady and then the gentleman. I see you. Go right ahead.
Thank you. This is Fanya. I've just been listening throughout the day and yesterday. I just wanted to make a quick comment. And this is not to I don't have a dog in the fight. I really don't know who Karen Civil is or what she does. It's always really ambiguous. What she does when her name comes up, but just hearing like whack talk and everyone talk, as far as the music industry is concerned, that business, it's not worried about your race unless it's profitable to them. That business is a pure money game. And so for someone like Joyner Lucas to be upset that the money game didn't work in his favor when he didn't really know the rules in the first place, and now he's going at the Scout guy and all of this trademarking trademarking issues with a portion of his new business, Thule. This is 101. I don't understand how he doesn't know, or the people around him don't know, that the business that he's in is a money game. If you don't get to a certain thing first, it's your loss. If you don't, if you're not following up on invoices, receipts, whatever, that's on you. That's all I had to say.
So that kind of, I'm sorry, I don't want to insinuate anything. I'm just asking. So you think that justifies her actions for what she did?
No. It is very immorally wrong what she is doing, and for her to target Black people and her to be, especially to be on an empowerment platform, that's very hypocritical of her. It really speaks to her character and her morals. So immorally, it is wrong. But to the industry of folks who have been in this room, to their point, it is business, and that business is immoral foundationally. So to expect anything more than for her is kind of a reach for people, in my opinion. It is wrong. She should be held accountable, but I think it's on brand.
I mean,
okay, but I got a question, right? Why would somebody not expect a person who is supposed to be a professional PR person to provide a service for them when they are paying for a service? Because I just want to go there for a second, right?
If you go to McDonald's, you expect a Big Mac.
That's where I was going. Thank you. Appreciate that there.
That's Magneto. You know how we...
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say. So if you go get, that has nothing to do with morals. That's an ethical violation, and there's some legal ramifications too.
And
so we got to be mindful of that part. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And at the end of the day, it kind of feels like he ordered a Big Mac and she gave him a sloppy ass Big Mac. Like, she did her part, but it really wasn't.
She didn't give him a Big Mac at all.
She didn't give him. Ordered a Big Mac and she gave him a mixed bag.
You didn't even get that nigga. She gave that nigga a ripped up bag. She gave him off the McDonald's bag. This nigga didn't even get.
She gave him a straw.
Like,
word.
That nigga got a cup of water, boy.
That
bitch got a cup of ice.
I got a cup of water, no cup. Let me explain something to y'all. And I want y'all to really, really, really listen to me. Her demeanor on here yesterday is not the demeanor that she carries personally when in her everyday life. She was cool as hell, nice as hell. Like, this is me. This is how I do business. I'm a very good person. This, that, and the third. Off this shit, my name is Karen Civil. I do what the fuck I want to do. So at the end of the day, let's not get it confused to hear her speak on this motherfucker and try to save face and clear her name on this motherfucker. Because this is a PR move. Right. This is something that, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just take it even deeper than that. A lot of these rap niggas that y'all see during Thanksgiving giving away turkeys, that's their PR working for them. Right. That's not who they are. They don't give a fuck less how many people eat. As long as they straight, they family straight, they don't give a fuck.
Charity, everything.
You get what I'm saying? Like, all that shit, man. All that shit, bro. It's rare. It's rare that you find somebody who genuinely give a fuck enough about the community to really step out and do that shit.
I'm glad I'm
you
ready.
Get what I'm saying?
What's your name, Miss Fanja? I don't want to say your name.
It's okay. It's Fanye.
It's Fanye. I like that. That's dope. Yeah, Miss Fanye. Me being an artist, that was beat same way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I wasn't 60, but it was a lot of fucking money. Anyway, I take full responsibility for it. I always been the type. I'm a man. You know what I mean? I stand up and I take accountability for any mistakes I make and anything that I do. That's what I do. I always been like that since a kid. But at the end of the day, like me and T was saying, if you pay for a service, you expect that service. Now, morally, of course, it was wrong. Yeah, I made a mistake. I'm learning from my mistake. I'm gonna do my due diligence next go round. I'm gonna do my research next go round. I educated myself. I've been educating myself before I still slipped up. So I'm not a green kid off the street that didn't know what was going on as far as the industry, didn't know nobody, and just got caught slipping. I know what's up with the industry, and I still got caught slipping. So I'm not just no green dude that didn't know, But at the end of the day, I still chalked it up as a loss. Like, yeah, I still got to go extra hard on educating, extra hard on my research and checking the background. But at the same time, the same way I'm being accountable, that motherfucker got to be accountable for doing dirty business. Because if you're doing business, what my dude Denzel said in American Gangster, yo, I guarantee it. I stand by it. If not, yes, that's bad business.
Nigga, you sound just like Denzel.
Hey, I wanted to let you guys know that this room is shadow banned in the hallway.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I speak real quick?
Yeah.
Or add something to the conversation?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. How y'all doing? My name is Nelly Hendricks. I'm a hip hop artist.
Hold on. Let me save the shadow band.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. No. Let me save the shadow band. Y'all moderators, move everybody down to the audience right now.
I saw the room.
I
see it in my phone. Who's not seeing it in their phone?
Yeah, I see it.
I said move them down so this one won't close. Move them.
I did actually see it in the hallway.
I'm trying to. It's telling me I ain't got permission to do it.
I mean, it don't really matter right now, honestly, because I'm finna schedule another room, and I'm finna bring Joyner and his manager into the Crenshaw district because the manager wants to speak. So
okay, guys,
Shadow
I'm gonna make a
y'all
part
be
2
here
for
the
this shit
conversation.
because Joyner's about to come on. I wanna make a quick video for TikTok. It's been a minute, and I'm gonna come back.
Okay, so what
I'm gonna come back around and put this on. They shadow ban the room. They're hating on black content creators. Okay, let me not say that,
You need
but
to move everybody down
it's not
to
fair.
the audience to save your stage.
I'm gonna keep
and then you can move them back
I'm gonna keep
up,
putting out
and that
content
saves
that's
your stage.
interesting,
But if you just going to
and I'm gonna make my original content too. Best
do
believe.
another room, that's another way. But that way,
Some crazy stuff happened on Clubhouse this last week,
Okay,
and
so how does
I have
it
some
go
videos
that it
about
was
that.
really
But
shadow
I actually want to
banned?
make
Like,
commentary
somebody
about
just
those
blocked
videos
it,
because
consider-
shit
Yeah,
got crazy,
I
man. Some shorty got violated, and I didn't really stand for that, man. I'm gonna make commentary, you know, make it an actual video reaction and stuff, so you guys enjoy it and shit. But right now I'm about to get off, and we can prepare for the next room, and I'm gonna come back live. I appreciate all of y'all, and I'm gonna keep making more. Thank you.
But it's turned on to